Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're actually going to venture away from Korea and go to Japan. Now this meal that you're seeing was inspired by a katsu or tonkatsu restaurant that Pat and I visited while we were in Honolulu with our friends. They had the best pork katsu with the sauce and it was so good. Now we're of course not going to replicate exactly what they did, but this is our attempt to make it really, really tasty. So if you're ready to go on a journey with us, stay tuned. The first thing we're gonna do is make the tonkatsu sauce. Now the base of it is ketchup, okay? You can use any version you want, organic, sugar-free. Do they even have sugar-free ketchup? I'm not quite sure. All right, so to the ketchup, we have soy sauce. Let me put this aside here. We have Worcestershire sauce. Hopefully I said that right. We have mirin. Sugar. Now you can use white sugar or brown sugar, doesn't really matter. This is a combination of onion powder and garlic powder, and then ginger. This is about a half teaspoon of ginger. Okay, we're gonna just mix it all in together like this. Look how easy that was. This is done. I don't have a little chopstick to taste it, so I'm gonna dip my finger in to taste it. My fingers are clean. That's perfect. It's a little sweet, a little tangy, full of umami flavor. That ginger gives it a really nice, refreshing taste. This is done. Next, we're gonna prepare the cabbage. When we had this dinner in Hawaii, the cabbage was sliced so thin, almost like thread thin. And we asked the restaurant, the waiter, how they got it like that. And they actually said they purchased a machine from Japan to make it that way. Now we don't have that machine, so we're gonna just do traditional knife. Now, if you have a mandolin and you can use a setting that can make it as thin as possible, that would be ideal. Okay, we're just doing half a cabbage. I'm going to cut the core over here, because we don't want that. So we're gonna cut out the core. It's a little tough. Okay, like this. Oh, here we go. We're gonna take our time and slice it as thin as possible. What I found with that was that the cabbage, when they served it with the pork, it was so refreshing. It really counterbalanced the richness of the fried pork. Now, it's thin, it's pretty good. I would love to get it thinner if possible. I think the next purchase should be a mandolin, Pat. Not bad, right? Pretty thin. So I'm gonna keep going until I'm done with the rest of the cabbage. Let's talk about the pork. Now at the restaurant, they serve two versions. The first one was the pork chop loin, which is what we have here. At the restaurant, they actually slice it a little bit thicker than it is currently. And they also age their pork chop, which we're not doing. I don't know how they even did that, but this is what we purchased at the store, and so that's what we have. They also had pork tenderloin, which is what I have here. It's been trimmed, cut off a little bit, so we'll have nice round medallions. So I'm going to slice this about 1/2 inch thickness. And this you don't have to do anything with because it's so tender as it is. So that looks like pretty good slices. It was so good. I would love to one day get to Japan and try the tonkatsu at their restaurant in Japan too. I can't wait. Hopefully that trip happens sooner than later. All right, so we've got our pork medallions and we also have our pork chops. Now we need to season it. I need to go wash my hands, so I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, you know, we're amateurs at this. Pat is behind the cameras recording. Well, there was a snafu we forgot, or Pat forgot, sorry Pat, to record the first version of what I just did, which was to season the pork. So I've already seasoned the other side. We're gonna show you the second. As I was saying, you need to season the meat generously because we're not gonna be seasoning the rest of the step. Okay, so we've got some pork, we've got some salt on each piece, and then pepper. I like a generous amount of pepper. It makes it taste really, really good. And I was saying earlier, which we didn't get recorded because of Pat, sorry honey. I know you're trying. When I make the Korean sweet and sour pork, 탕수육, this is a cut that I use, the pork loin chop. All right, perfect. Okay, both sides of the pork have been seasoned with salt and pepper. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. The tonkatsu sauce that they served at the restaurant was really, really delicious, but it was elevated by a key ingredient, and that was toasted sesame seeds. That made the sauce so much better. It's phenomenal. Anyway, we're taking whole sesame seeds just out of the jar. I'm not even gonna measure this because we love this so much. We're gonna toast a bunch. Okay, they're very light right now. Maybe I'll put a little bit more in because it's so good. Okay, so we're gonna just gently roast this until the colors turn a little bit more golden and it'll start smelling more of the nutty flavor as well. It's been toasted now. Now the colors is golden brown, and I'm gonna show you the difference. I'm gonna turn this off. At the beginning, there was a tiny bit of popping, not as much as I thought there would be, but if you can add, here, let's transfer some over to this plate. How am I gonna do this so that I don't burn myself? I wanna just show you the difference in the color, so. Okay. This one on the left is the sesame seed that was not toasted, and this is the one that we just toasted. You can see the difference in the color. That's what you're looking for. We are now ready to fry up our pork. So I've got a station going on here. As you remember, we seasoned the pork ahead of time. I'm not seasoning the flour because the pork is well seasoned already. We have 2 eggs that I've beaten. Now this is the panko breadcrumbs. At the restaurant, they actually made their own panko breadcrumbs, which is amazing, but I don't really know how to do that, and I don't have the time for that. This is, amateur cooking. We're going with the easy route. But what I found is the Japanese style breadcrumbs work the best for this, okay, because it gives it a really nice crunch. As far as the oil, we're using fresh, clean oil. Don't repurpose your oils for this, okay? And the temperature, we're going for between 340 to 350. It's 344, which is perfect. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can use your chopstick. And what I usually do is I stick the chopstick in the middle, and it starts bubbling a little bit. See, that's going a little bit right there. The other way to test it is literally just put a tiny piece of the breadcrumb in here. There it goes. It's bubbling away. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's get to this. We're gonna dab it in flour. We're gonna dredge it in flour, just like this. And then we're going to go into our egg batter. You want it nicely coated so that the Japanese breadcrumbs, the panko breadcrumbs, will stick to it. Now, in the past, when I've done like Korean style fried chicken, I will like literally squish all the breadcrumbs onto every crevice of the meat. But what I found is that for this, you just want to do a light coating. Okay, I'm not pressing down very much at all. Okay, just like that. And now this is ready to go. The first one. All right, there's room for more, so I'm going to add another pork in there. You can, the other thing you can do is you can prep this ahead of time. If you want to, you can do all of this dredging, flour, egg batter, and then the panko, and set it aside, and then just start going ahead and frying, but it's up to you. Okay, that looks good. And there goes the second one. I think for this piece, they're kind of big. I'm only gonna do 2 at a time. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. It's gonna be a nice light golden brown color. Okay, so there was a little bit of room for 2 more pieces, so I added 2 pork tenderloin pieces in there. But this one is looking good. I think it's ready to be flipped. Nice, really nice golden brown color. It's perfect. Let's see if this one's ready. Nope, not yet. Keep going. The first one I think is ready to go. All right, so let's take a look. It's nice and brown on both sides. Okay, there goes the first one. The final step before we have our delicious tonkatsu meal is we need to crush the sesame seeds that we had toasted. It's gonna go into a mortar. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna do all of it. Let's just do half. Okay, I have a little bit in here. Okay, now I'm going to grind this. And what this does is it releases all of the nutty flavor and texture, and it just makes the tonkatsu sauce that much better. It's so delicious. All right. Now, if you don't have a mortar and pestle, then what you can do is put this toasted sesame seeds in a Ziploc bag and roll it with a rolling pin. Okay, oh my God, the smell is so good, so nutty. All right, it looks like a kind of like a paste, not a paste, but it's really crushed. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take some of this and put it in my tonkatsu sauce that I made earlier. As far as the amount of toasted sesame seeds you put in here, it's completely up to you, however you want it, but I think that's gonna be good for right now. So now I'm going to mix this up. It really elevates this sauce. I can't even, I wish you can smell the aroma in here. It's just so, so good. All right, so that's what the sauce looks like with the sesame seeds in there, okay? Now I'm going to, you can do a couple of things. You can either pour the tonkatsu sauce on your pork itself, or you can dip the pork in the sauce as you're eating it. But I think I'm gonna pour a little bit just to show you what it looks like. On the center. You can put a little bit, you can put a lot, it's just completely up to you. And you can also use this almost like a dressing when you're eating the shredded cabbage. And there you go. This is a final presentation. The fried pork chops, the shredded cabbage, rice, and I add a little bit of the ginger, pickled ginger in here for that little bit of the tang. Here goes. I'm gonna take a little bite of the end with some of the sauce on there. So good. A little bit of the cabbage. It's excellent, you guys. The pork is crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. The tonkatsu sauce is so elevated with the toasted sesame seeds. You have to put that in your sauce, okay? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me have a little bit of sake. I don't know the tradition of the Japanese, because in Korean culture you have to drink facing away, but such a really good combination. Fabulous, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to serve this to our family. Anyway, thank you so much for watching our video. We truly appreciate it. If you enjoyed the recipe, the video, and everything we showed today, please give it a like, thumbs up, share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and press that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.